But now with these gatherings,
yes,
can also have messiness.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes you dealing with people that you ain't see in years. You really don't know how they move.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And all of a sudden, Uncle Pop come over and he acting up. So, yeah.
Those unexpected guests.
Yes. And you're not even sure you're in the back of the line trying to get a burger and you're like, are you my cousin?
Oh, you right.
Kind of remind me of that Tupac movie. It's like we all cousins, right? But so there's chaos. So have you, have you experienced any chaotic moments within a family gathering?
Not my family gathering, but I attended one and I went there to help out, and family members showed up because they warned me that it was going to get a little crazy. What I witnessed though was they already had their styrofoam plates and bags in their hand when they came to the gathering. They weren't even there 5 minutes. When I say they packed a dozen plates of food, because that's how much food was there. But still in all, how you just walk up and pack food and then put it in the car and then got the nerve to come back and get your plate? Welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Auntie's podcast. I am Joe.
I'm Key.
And I am Jay. We keep it real,
raw,
and relatable
while sharing our experiences
and opinions
and feelings.
Yes. So what are we talking about today?
Family gatherings and what that entails.
Family.
The chaos and the funniness that can occur.
Family. I love my family.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Family reunion. Come on now.
Have you ever had one?
Family reunion.
There you go. Yeah, no. I love the OJs. So I have, when I was a kid, I used to go to family reunions down south all the time on my father's side.
Okay.
And they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think on my husband's side, they would do a lot of get-togethers and family reunions. The last time I went to that one, I was pregnant with Jaleese.
Okay.
So we're talking about 20 years ago. But I've obviously gone down there since then. But yeah, they get together all the time. I think it's great to get together with family.
I agree.
But sometimes you get some people that are messy.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to more family dinners and gatherings than an actual reunion.
Yeah.
Reunions, I've gone to other people's reunions, not one of my own.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't say we've had one either in our family, but I just look back in time when we lived in the Bronx and we used to go to everybody used to go gather at my grandma's house in the backyard, especially in the summer months, and she make the fresh iced tea in a big metal steel pot, stay cold for hours. Best iced tea ever. But yeah, so we used to get together as families like that at my grandma's house, but no family reunions that we've had. I'm contemplating trying to coordinate one. But let's get into this topic.
Yeah. Yes. Let's get into it. So I guess with that respect, you talk about family reunions or getting family together. First of all, do you come from families that enable you to do that where it's actually an inviting experience? It's a great experience.
It could be if it was organized right. It was always the potential for it when I was growing up, but it seemed like when my dad died, a lot of his family went their own separate way. And then with my mom, of course, anytime there was a cookout or something, but still, it wasn't to the magnitude like I would like to see it. Where there's an annual one where you're doing the T-shirts, you're planning talent shows, the game nights, the outdoor activities,
the
real deal stuff, like where everybody is contributing to a pot and that money is being used to make sure that your cookout or your family reunion is to the standards and expectations that everybody is looking for.
Yeah.
So,
just made me think about the movie with Cedric.
It's big business.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. When our family gets together to celebrate something or someone, we have a great time. It is and literally, like, it could just be us. We don't have to have no external people.
Yeah.
That's how big the family is.
Yeah, you got a big family.
We'd have a good old time, laugh, dance. I mean, the dance floor would just be live. So, but family reunion, I think could be a little challenging because we do have some egos in the family. family, you know, when you think about some things when you family gatherings, who cooked the best this, cooked the best that. Everybody think they mac and cheese is the best mac and cheese, you know, and then you have the people like, who made that mac and cheese? Did you make that? Oh, I'm not eating nobody else's mac and cheese but my mama's, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, I think a family reunion type thing. I would love to do one, but I'm hesitant because of some of the egos in my family, if I'm being fully transparent and honest. But I still may try to pull it off.
I mean, the closest thing I've gotten to a family reunion is the annual holiday party I was doing for like 30 years.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
You know?
Yes.
But I just obviously had stopped the last, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
But that's the closest thing. I mean, that was bringing in family and friends from
together. Yeah.
all over. And they would come in. And I mean, that is something that I do enjoy doing it. We always have a great time. It's fun. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Really no drama.
No, never has been.
It's all great. We have a great time. It's a lot of work though.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the reason why I stopped is because I'm just being selfish. Like it's around my birthday and I just don't have a desire for right now to resume it because I like to travel on my birthday. So, and I just don't want to do both. Even though historically in the past I have done something where I would travel before my birthday and then do the party. Yeah. But now I don't mind going away on my birthday. So
it's not mad at you.
And so I stopped it. Okay. But that's the closest that I've gotten to like a reunion, if you want to call it, type scenario. Yeah. And I think for me, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want right now, current state, I'm not really trying to plan nothing. Yeah. I'm not. The planning I do is within my own immediate, not anything external.
Yeah. I think my desire to potentially do it is because the individuals that we all gathered around are no longer here. And I feel like with that happening, the family's just going on about their business, about their lives, and they're not trying to come together because those centers are not here anymore. And to try and hopefully keep something, that connection going and that bond going is what's driving it, because I'm a big family person. I love my family. Yeah. But it's because of those little nuances, which I'm going to either have to just get past and get with the attitude of, listen, who's in, and who's not. But I know I'm going to do it because it's in my heart. It's in my heart to do it. Yeah.
And I think you can pull it off. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the parties I used to do because it enabled me to, sometimes on that day, I haven't seen like my cousins in all year.
Yeah.
So it was great to see them, even if it's just for a couple of hours shooting, drinking, having a good old time.
You have a good time.
You know, you're dancing, you're having, you're eating, and then they're commingling with my family. You know, so it's just a nice vibe, and then they bring their people, their friends. So it's just a good old vibe. Yeah. But I think I'm just you know, for now, even though my husband says we're gonna do it, and I'm like I'm just not I'm not into it because I want to pour into myself. So that's the only reason. But I love doing it. Yeah. It's just I'm in a season right now.
I've been thinking about this for years, and I've been wanting to, because I have the potential, if I really did something, close to 400 people alone. That's how big the family reunion would be if we really put it together. Now, my daughter has been talking about.
She's been talking about it for years.
And every time, that's the one thing she took over, trying to get everybody together, and at least with her cousins, no matter where they're at. When she says she's about to throw something, they're flying in.
Yeah.
Just to attend. So I appreciate I appreciate the fact that, you know, she's able to keep that family connection going. And I hope she can push it even further. Now, me and her have been talking. And we really would like to set up something where we plan for next year, for 2026. Where we do the T-shirts, we have the whole thing scheduled, and we have to find some place to do it.
Yeah.
You guys need a 2 mansion side, maybe 3 side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need a
couple of hotel blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take over the whole.
We would like to do something like that. If I can get that going, that would be
cool.
nice.
That would be
cool.
nice. That would be real nice.
I think it's beautiful when you have a family that's willing to work. Like even Richard's family, like they're very they do stuff like that.
Yes,
right?
and I love it.
You know, so I love that. They're very very close knit. They hang out on the weekends together.
Yep.
They do. I'm sure they have their arguments here and there for the most part.
That's how
but that's how. But it's nothing over the top.
Yeah.
It's all love. And I love that.
Your birthday is 4 days after mine. How old are you again?
Yeah. So you get all that.
Yeah.
You get all of that. So it's a beautiful thing. But now with these gatherings,
yes,
can also have messiness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes you dealing with people that you ain't see in years. You really don't know how they move.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And all of a sudden, Uncle Pop come over and he acting up. So yeah.
Those unexpected guests.
Pop up. Oh yes. And you're not even sure you're in the back of the line trying to get a burger and you like, are you my cousin?
Are you right?
Kind of remind me of that Tupac movie. It's like we all cousins, right? But so there's chaos. So have you, have you experienced any chaotic moments within a family gathering?
Not my family gathering, but I attended one and I went there to help out. And family members showed up because they warned me that it was going to get a little crazy. What I witnessed, though, was they already had their styrofoam plates and bags in their hand when they came to the gathering. They weren't even there 5 minutes. When I say they packed a dozen plates of food, because that's how much food was there. Mm-hmm. But still in all, how you just walk up and pack food and then put it in the car and then got the nerve to come back and get your plate?
I'll say before people even actually ate.
So I will say at my holiday parties, I ain't naming no names, but people have came not styrofoam. They come with they highfalutin. They come with the aluminum foil with the nice
thing
cover
on top,
and they would come in, hey, and then pack their to go, store it in my fridge, yes, and then proceed to get their plate to eat. And then party. No, I don't. You know what it is? I don't say anything. Because we're all here to have a good time.
Right.
But there definitely have been people. They come, hey, Kara, and they. What you got on? Let me get them ziti, and they pack it. And
you
go.
Got that? They said hi.
Yeah, they say hi.
No.
Or sometimes they only saying hi because I passed through the kitchen and
while they in the midst of.
And mind you, you coming to my but you know what? For me, it is what it is. Now, what that did do, I will say, the counter activity to that was that my kids witnessed some of that, and they was like, "Oh hell no!" Yeah. What they do is they start packing their plates and they store in the back of the fridge to make sure, and then start arguing. Like at the end of the night, when everybody go, they're like, "That's my plate." Then I had the person who packed their plate and left it. Like, "Yo, you got." I'm like, "I ain't bringing it to you." So I don't know. Your shit is done. But yes, so people do that. But it's a testament to good
that's
food.
only in our culture?
Testament of the good food, my ass.
Only the black people do that?
I've only like.
I was asking.
I don't think other cultures do that.
No.
I don't know. I haven't been.
No.
I don't know, man. Is that the scarcity mindset? You got no food. You're like,
I gotta get mine now because ain't gonna be none left later.
Or is it?
I guess it was the Price Right bags that really got me because they had the Star and then they was using the Price Right bags to store it.
At least they know it's their food in them.
So you coming into the party waving the bag as you going straight to the food. So I guess that's their way of saying hi, but you don't say hi to the host.
Nah.
You're not saying hi to the birthday person because the gathering was.
Listen, people do weird stuff, So I'm not. I get it. I that's a light chaos.
Yeah,
that's light.
That's light.
See, I had never experienced because
okay, I feel you.
And I've never witnessed that.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me. I can understand a plate or two, but literally 12 plates.
Yeah, no, they want them. They eating for the next couple of days.
That is craziness to me.
Yeah, I can't recall loud outburst things at a family gathering. Like little subtlety things happen, like comments happen, people making snide remarks and stuff. But somebody's always there to kind of keep the peace kind of thing, which is a good thing.
Okay.
Because we didn't have to get to because we could have gotten there. I could see how we could have gotten to the crazy side, but no, I can't say I witnessed anything super crazy. Not at a family gathering. Unfortunately, at one of my family members' funerals, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, no, the funeral piece.
I tell you, the ugliness come out of people when
really,
people die.
Really get people because you know what it is too. Independent of it's a funeral or just a gathering, like it brings out old grudges. It brings out if you had a grudge against somebody and it went unresolved and you see that person, it brings out bad things, you know? And that, you know what, 2 things. So I had my annual thing. And then my cousin used to throw an annual, like a cookout in a park in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And he would call it Burger Mania, right? So
Burger Mania?
Because it was all burgers. And he would make different burgers, and them shits be good. And then you could bring whatever you want, and it would be like this annual thing that he would do. And that was another get together.
I like that idea.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was, you know, it was in the park, and then you obviously, because in the park you got to bring your seating arrangements or whatever. But you know, he would secure the spot. It was always in the same area. Okay. We hold it down, and then we play some games. He would have, you know, games or whatever, and we just chill. So that was nice too, right? You know, but there was never, so the thing with my family, like, it's minimal drama, because first of all, in my house I'm not having that, right? I'm gonna kick you out. I don't care if you're family, I don't care who you are, you got to go. So, and I mean that shit, it don't matter who you are, you have drama. I don't want that type of stuff in my house. It's that energy, so you gotta go. So we don't really have that type of stuff. Now, is my family, can we be judgmental of folks? Hell yeah. You know, they're gonna talk about your ass. Yeah. But for the most part, we just come to have a good time. Like, we ain't trying to, there's no fighting. I've never been in a situation where there was a fight. Do people, you know, you get somebody who maybe have drank too much? Yeah, you might, you know, but it's all in fun. Yeah. You know, only time things get kooky, you know, is that when someone passes. Yeah. Yeah. Because, again, that drums up deep-rooted issues that they have. Yeah. You know?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never thought about that, but...
And then, to be fair, too, some with the parties, you know, sometimes if you know a family member's going to be messy, you just don't invite them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So...
They ain't got to be there.
I ain't got time. So there's no, beyond that, no arguments, y'all seems like everything's been relatively cool.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, the only argument that I used to witness every time we went to a dinner was my father was the baby out of the siblings that were left when they were growing up. So the argument was always who's older than who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the big argument. That was the most famous thing at every Thanksgiving, Christmas, even though we weren't technically celebrating, right? But if it was a family function, my father would bring us. Yeah. And the minute the argument go left, Rima, get the kids, we're leaving.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. So he wasn't with it too. You know, some people ain't with it.
Yeah.
I feel like while we may not have had experienced any craziness, we do know of some stories of people who have, like, you know, the cookouts when you got the spades going. Anything where there's some betting, some money happening, or the one who's probably the most drunk, or the one who's probably is being a little loud and probably showing lewd behavior. That's gonna start some family nonsense now.
Then you got the dirty old men sitting in the corner watching the youngins.
Yeah, I don't want them in my house.
They can't get them out cookout.
You notice they don't be there. I don't invite them.
Yes,
we're not having that.
I only thought about that because of Medea.
Yeah, no, but it's the truth though. It exists. Come on, baby. What child is this? You come on, give me some sugar. Get the hell away from me. You know?
So what do you do? I'm quite sure all of us probably have experiences at some point in time where you walked into a conversation, some, you know, whispering going on in maybe the kitchen or in the corner of a house. Do you stay there to listen in, or do you just skedaddle because you don't want no parts of that?
If it's my house,
yeah, I want to know what you're talking about.
And I walk in the kitchen, I hear what you talking about.
Right, exactly.
Shit, I pay the bills up in here. Who said what? What y'all said?
Yeah.
You know, and then I may make a joke, and then I let them about their business. Oh, yeah. 9 times out of 10, again, folks hadn't seen each other in months. Yeah. So maybe I'm not privy to, I don't have to be privy to everything. But I will probably be like, that's me. What you got? And then they may say, oh, so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, all right, ha. And I would go about my business. Let them finish talking. You know, I don't need to. Half the time, whatever they told me, I ain't even read mine because I probably be I'm already done had a couple of drinks. I'm leaning too.
Or it goes back to our previous podcast where you said if you notice something or a family member notice something, they sitting there cackling and talking about it, and you overhear it, mind your business.
Sometimes you gotta mind your kids. Like, leave it alone. But it'd be funny. So long as listen, I like people to have a good time.
Absolutely.
So whenever it's a family gathering, and especially if I'm the one hosting, I just want you to have a good time.
As long as stay in that kitchen or in that corner, don't spill out to everybody. Go ahead.
I don't care. Go
do
talk your talk. Do your mess.
Yes.
But so long as you had a good time and you was able to forget,
leave
your worries behind.
Absolutely.
Like what's that song by Michael Jackson? Leave your worries behind. I can't down that.
I think I know what you're talking about, but the tune can't get in my head.
Get the tune, but you get what I'm saying? Gosh, I love that song too because he's talking about leaving it behind. Like you're working hard, but you're done with it. I'm going to get it. Keep talking.
Yeah. If you had to guess, who brings the most drama to the family gatherings? The older folks or the younger folks?
Now the younger people.
Yeah. Sometimes old folks could be messy, though.
They can.
They come back with, you remember so-and-so, and don't let an auntie or a sister stole somebody else, the other sister, man or something. Man, listen, they'll never stop talking about that. That come to every family gathering. I don't care how old it is. They don't let it go.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah,
okay.
Sometimes that could be,
Okay.
Sometimes. Okay. So what holiday is most likely to lead to a family argument?
Thanksgiving.
Well, you say you agree?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving for a winter holiday, and I say
Christmas
the 4th of
dinner.
July for summer.
Christmas dinner.
Christmas dinner?
I don't like see the thing. I don't like typically going out to eat Christmas dinner at anybody else's house.
Yeah.
I like to be home.
Yeah.
Or like last year we went to my daughter's house, which was cool, but that's still, I consider that us.
Family.
Yeah. It's like the nucleus.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. But like to go, like how I would travel for Thanksgiving and go different places, I don't really like to do that.
I'm thinking in terms of, because I've always would have wanted it that way. This Christmas, you see how everybody flew in and stayed at the family house, and you're there for a few days and everything.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yes,
they're bringing up old stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff come up, but it's family.
Yeah.
So,
but see, when you fly in and you're all together, it's like, you better not start no mess with that. That's why I don't like to get...
The hotel is down the street.
I ain't coming back.
You checking in at?
Checking in, I'm going home.
Or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah. So you say, I think Thanksgiving.
I think Thanksgiving. And if I had to guess, for a summertime, I would do a 4th of July could possibly be.
Yeah.
Because to me, those are like the biggest, I think, family gatherings that happen, right? Or those two holidays. But
because most of the time it's outside, and that's where I can see all the activities happening. Everybody fighting over who make the best.
I was gonna say
potato salad.
Right, who make the best potato salad? Who make the best macaroni and cheese? So, I think those two holidays. So, what else you got?
You got any fun facts?
So the fun fact is family gatherings are one of the few social rituals shared across virtually all cultures worldwide. Scientists believe that they tap into our evolutionary need for belonging and storytelling. Anthropologists suggest that historically, these gatherings were crucial not just for bonding, but also passing down survival knowledge, traditions, and values through shared meals and conversations. A family gathering is where you simultaneously feel love, judgment, unsolicited life advice, and someone asking why you're still single, all in under 10 minutes.
You're right, though.
So true. When you gonna get married? When you gonna have that baby? What y'all waiting for?
Yeah, no, you're right. And you said something before you go to the unpopular opinion. You said something that's really critically important. A lot of times we don't share the knowledge. We don't share the history. So you get that from an older aunt that may have historical knowledge about the family that may not have been passed down, right? So I think that is the piece that is really, truly important, because if we don't pass down the knowledge, it becomes it's terrible, actually, because then your kids don't know. So my aunt, you just triggered a memory. Like she went through, I don't know if she used Ancestry.com or another vendor, but literally found family members that I then have since met at different social gatherings, like one time at my cousin's thing in Brooklyn. And I think, and lo and behold, like these people, some of them lived in Harlem, like in their family. Yeah. So I think it's important to pass that knowledge down, the historical factors, like where our grandparents came from and their parents. And if you don't, you just kind of, you got to know where you come from, you know? And I think it's just important to share the stories.
Yeah,
you know,
agree.
It's really, I learned that one of my other aunts, my great aunt, she was an entrepreneur. So it's just like, I wouldn't have known that if a second cousin hadn't shared that with me, right? So it's like, and I only knew that through her obituary. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you have to share these stories. It's super important.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to learn the dynamics of who is related to who and how. Because when my dad died, a lot of that history, as I said, because everybody went their separate ways. Now that I'm an adult, I would like to know where I came from.
Yeah.
And other than doing the ancestry for a short period of time where I did learn a lot of things, all that history is gone now.
Yeah. So it's important. It's important to find
He was out of 14 and he was the last of the 14. He's been gone now for 32 years.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's a long time.
It's a long time. So, a few fun facts.
Okay.
We talked about it in our conversation, actually. So, some family members need to be uninvited. I said fun facts, opinions. Some family members need to be uninvited permanently. Blood isn't always thicker than peace.
No, you're right.
That's the truth.
I don't disagree.
Family potlucks are high-stake events. Are a high-stake event.
They are.
One bad dish can get you banned from cooking forever.
That's facts.
Yeah,
that's facts.
But they feelings get hurt when you tell them you don't want them to make that dish. They take offense to it.
That's why I don't coordinate dishes. When I do my potlucks, it's like, bring what you want. Somebody gonna eat it. I got the starter kit. Y'all can do what y'all want. I don't care about none of that stuff. So, you know.
This one was funny. Every family has a cousin who always needs to borrow money but shows up flexing. Where my money? Where my money? Coming in here with some brand new Jordans.
I know that's right.
My money.
I know that's right. Run me my money. What are you talking about? What are we doing? I know you come up here with them Jordans. You got something. You're gonna put something on it.
This one is, I don't know if this is opinion or this is a fact. Family group chats is just a modern day version of Sunday dinner gossip.
Pretty much.
I don't know if it's necessarily gossip, but maybe almost like family get together. Real quick one.
It can be
because you're not doing family gossip in a family group chat because
it branches off.
If you're not right. You have other side chats going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you mess up and say
the wrong chat.
Y'all messy. You trying to clean it. I ain't mean that. Try to unsend that shit.
Too late. Somebody read it. But yeah, those are some of those opinions out there.
All right. Well, I mean, I think I already shared a little bit what I was going to share in a story, but I'll do this from a story time perspective. To your point, a lot of the points that you made. Like, I don't associate with family members that are harmful. Or act up in ways that are harmful, or act up in ways that are going to disrupt my peace. I just can't. I just cannot do it. If I know that they're damaging and it's going to take me to a place that I don't want to be, it's just not going to happen. And I don't apologize for that.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. As I mentioned, I used to have these family gatherings for a long time, and the reason, again, I stopped. More so for my personal reasons, me being selfish, if that makes any sense. But yeah, the only drama I've had is just recently when my grandmother died and my uncle wanted to act up. But other than that, I don't have none of that stuff. I keep the peace. I ain't trying to, I was always like the black sheep when I was younger. So I just keep the peace. I don't want to fight with nobody. I'll be so quick to be like, goodbye. I don't got time, So, I love you, but I can love you from a distance.
I say keep the family drama away from the funerals. You're not there to air your dirty laundry or resolve any unresolved issues. You're there to pay respects to the loved ones.
That's all. But people can't. People got their own unresolved issues. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I try to just, I want to have a good time. Like we're here for a very short time, and with that short time, we should be stress free. And with that short time, we should be doing the things and loving on the people that show you the love back.
Yes.
And that's ultimately what I like to do. So yeah. With that being said,
stop going to family gatherings and stealing food.
Come together in love and peace.
Exactly.
Tell us if you have any family gatherings or stories that you have with your family. We'd love to hear.
We want to hear the tea on your family.
Drop it in the comments. All right. Till next time. Cheers.